So, learning to drive, you play Wendy in the movie.
Yes.
She is a nervous character for a few scenes anyway.
Yes.
I was wondering, could you identify with that nervousness that she has?
Of course. I would say it's uncertainty is what she has. It's a fragile and emotional. She's very emotional when we first meet Wendy. Her life has been turned upside down. Her husband has walked out on her. And I think, yes, I can relate to her emotional life. Yes, I can.
And into her life comes Darwin, who
Yes.
played by Sir Ben. And
Yes.
What does she identify in him, and what connects the two together?
Well, I think what she sees in him ultimately, the beauty of, I think, this movie and the beauty lies in this exquisite character, Darwan. And I think what ultimately she sees in him is a man who has truly struggled, who has truly suffered, and come out the other side and has found acceptance and love and understanding. And, you know, our great friendships are profound. They're almost as profound as our love affairs and the people we love. They teach us as much, if not more.
Mm-hmm. And there is a love between them, but not necessarily in the romantic sense.
No. No.
Again, that's quite rare to see in a film.
It is. And it's one of the reasons I really wanted this film to get made. I felt it was a story. I have remarkable friends now that I'm in my 50s, but, you know, throughout my life. But now, being in my 50s, I value my friends so. I value their advice, their love, their humor. I thought so often very few films have been made about two very adult people in the middle of strife, their own personal adventures, coming together and forming what I think is, a truly beautiful friendship.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you wanted this film to get made for a while.
Yes,
So was it a struggle to get it made?
Yes.
And what were the challenges faced?
It's two middle-aged people in a hot car. But, you know, someone the other night at a Q&A, a wonderful man who had seen the movie and loved it, and he said, you know, I no longer saw the car around you. I just saw the two of you in New York City. He said, you know, you took that car, disappeared, and I was so inside that car with you through many of these scenes. And I think that's the beauty of this film. I think it will take you to places that are very unexpected.
Mm-hmm. And we get to see a great side of New York that I don't think we've seen quite a lot. It's
Yes.
the side of it that it's a melting pot and, you know, different people from different places.
Yes.
Is that a New York that you recognize and that you're familiar with?
Oh, yes. It's the New York I love. It's the New York I've seen often. I've lived there for 30 years now. I want to believe I've seen every square inch, but I haven't probably. But yes, that and the beautiful Sikh community that I you know, I think is well represented. We've heard we had the blessing of the Sikh community from New York, and so it's just a life that you know, an eye-opening experience for people who think New York is one way. There is a real, you know, there's a very, very diverse life and very diverse neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm. Is that unique to New York in America, or is that commonplace across the country?
I would say it is most diverse and most powerfully. It's a powerful life in New York. I mean, there are so many ethnicities, so many, and it's exquisite. It's a beautiful place. It's why once you're there, it's hard to leave. For me, I think it's. I feel it's like a little United Nations or something, and it's what I love most about New York.
Mm-hmm. I thought something that came across, and in the best possible sense, that there was a female director involved in this project.
Yes.
Yes. Again, was that a crucial part of bringing this story to the screen?
I was hoping we would end up with a female director. I thought it was. And we did. We ended up with the exact right person we needed. Isabelle Coixet is an exquisite director. Sir Ben and I have both worked with her before in this beautiful film we did called Elegy that was out about 6 years ago. And we both adore Isabel. She's someone we hold very dear and near to our hearts. And she, Isabel is at home and comfortable with incredible male vulnerability and female strength. So it was balancing us. It was me, of course, this is a very emotional character, Wendy, but it's also finding, letting her rise from the ashes, but letting Sir Ben's character be incredibly subtle and vulnerable and soft.
And finally, was it difficult to stay in character when you're driving around New York, which I guess must be quite an intense situation anyway?
There were a few profanities here and there. I don't drive on a regular. I do have a driver's license. I learned to drive. I grew up in New Orleans. My father taught me to drive. But I had to get back behind the wheel in this ratty little car, and this isn't a big budget film. We didn't have a big trailer pulling me through the city. I was like, no, that's me driving, often with just a safety car, and Isabel, squatted in the back seat, or cameras strapped to either side of the car. I mean, it's all real. All those driving scenes are real, and I think that's what adds to the truth of the film. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So
Pleasure.
much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey,